Darby Reviews here. I'm here to show off my Sega Saturn games. Um, I didn't grow up having a Sega Saturn. I didn't even know anybody who had a Sega Saturn at this point. I think I may have played it once. I'm not even too sure if I played it at all during its lifespan. Um, but first off, it's actually an underrated system from when I played it. I don't have like all the Sega Saturn gems, and there's certain games that are expensive and also like really hard to find and like game exchanges and stuff. But NBA Jam for the Sega Saturn Tournament Edition, this is actually really close to the arcade. Really close. Virtual Fighter 2. I actually have this game on the Sega Genesis too. And the Sega Genesis version is not better than this one, but it's a decent one. NBA Live 97, which I actually really liked the PC version when I had an old computer and I used to play NBA Live 97 and also 98 a lot. Oops, this is upside down. Fighters Mega Mix. I feel like this game was a little bit rushed, and like the graphics don't look as good as Virtual Fighter 2, and it's a crossover with all the characters. For some reason, they don't have Sonic, and it's like all the Sega mascots, and they have like that bird from Sonic the Fighters instead in a car, and then they have that really weird joke character. Fighting Vipers. I've actually not played this one yet. And it's the characters from the Fighter Mega Mix, it's in there. And I guess it had a sequel. And this is a superhero Japanese import. So I had to get the what do you call it? The RAM for those to work. Marvel Superheroes is by Capcom. So this is technically the start. Well, actually, this is the start of the Capcom fighting series. Really, X-Men, Children of the Atom, and then Marvel Superheroes. And then I have Virtual Fighter Remix. It's basically the remake of the first game with better graphics. I think they have the original one on the Saturn too, but I chose to get that one. And then Marvel Superhero versus Street Fighter, also a Japanese import, because those are like really hard to get in because I think there was only the PlayStation, then you have the Japanese imports of this. But Children of the Atom was on the PlayStation and didn't play so great, from what I heard. Same thing with this one, X-Men versus Street Fighter. This is actually in a box, which is kind of cool. And that is it for all my Sega Saturn games. Really an underrated system. If you recommend some games, I might try to get it. I know I'm probably missing some key ones, but somebody mentioned, I think, was a Virtual Cop or something. But yeah, this is all my Sega Saturn games. I actually forgot a few things. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, I paid a little too much for this port of the trilogy. And honestly, it's not a bad port if it wasn't for the loading times. Same thing, well, Mortal Kombat 2 for the Sega Saturn is probably one of my least favorite ports, and probably not worth getting, honestly. But unless you're a huge fan, which I am, yeah, there's some issues with this one, like the loading times, and then it feels like it I don't know, it gets stuck for a second for some of the characters, and then some of the sound is off. And Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is actually pretty good. Like I said, except for the loading times. And how can I forget Street Fighter, the movie, the game? I had to get this one because of how infamous this movie was and how infamous the game was. And honestly, the game isn't really that bad. You know, it really isn't a bad game. In fact, I had a lot of fun playing it with my brother. You know, so, and that is all my Sega Saturn games.